Did you see the things you proposed, you discussed, reflect in the budget?
Right. Thank you very much, Samson. Good morning, and good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers. Indeed, at the National Economic Dialogue, a number of issues came up, and I think you've given a good premise as to what necessitated the dialogue. We know that the economy of Ghana has gone through tough times in recent times. When you look at the data, there are signs that there's recovery, although the recovery is on the back of debt restructuring. And when you look at the budget, you see that there's a lot of debt service responsibility ahead of us as a nation going forward. And so in the budget, you see that fiscal consolidation is very critical because that is at the base of most of the challenges. We know that macroeconomic stability is also the foundation of everything. If businesses will thrive, if consumer confidence will go up, it means that people must retain value in their incomes, and that is macroeconomic stability, keeping inflation under control, keeping the currency in check, and reducing interest rates through the proper channels. All those indicators are what are essential for a stable economy, for businesses to thrive and flourish. And so at the National Economic Dialogue, one factor really that was stressed with the macro stability is the fact that government debt ought to also be in check. And so in the budget, I was happy to know that, for example, the minister is indicating a review of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. That was one of the propositions we made because there has to be institutions that check the way governments spend. And for example, there is also the proposition that there should be the legislation of, for instance, the Fiscal Responsibility Committee, not just by appointment or by recommendation by the Office of the President, but it has to have a legal status that would have binding constraints on the executive. Right. And also there's a proposition for example, a debt ceiling, for instance, so that no government is allowed to borrow up to a certain level. And so all those are some of the recommendations that are made. And when you look at the budget, you see strands of those recommendations. But of course, these are a medium to long-term plans that need to be rolled out. You cannot do everything within a year. And so in that sense, we see that you find those traces in the budget. And so I am excited that it was not just another talk shop, but at least you see that some of the issues, but the reality is also in the implementation, I must say. And yeah.
Thank you very much. And